Good. Now online, sorry, not this. Online, does anyone have any questions, ma? In yesterday's topic, let me repeat it. Just a minute, let everyone come. Come inside, ma. Good. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. How are you all? Fine. Let's start. Let's see. Now, we'll just see what we have discussed yesterday, sir. We'll just see what we have discussed yesterday. Now, first onwards, we are discussing one of the major topic in the HTML, which is forms. Forms are used to collect users' data. Forms are used to collect users' data. Like we have different types of forms like login forms, sign up forms, forget passwords, surveys, contacts, feedback, search bars, subscribes, or OTPs. First, how do you include forms in HTML? You can write HTML something like form tag to insert forms in HTML, like open form, close form. If you remember, that is how we used to write forms. Remembered, ma? Now, after that, every input in a form will have input. Now, what are the attributes a form will contain? First, a form will contain an attribute like action. A form will contain an attribute like action. What the action will contain, sir? What is the use of action? What is the use of action? Where you will submit path. Like wherever you want to submit, the submit path you will write. If you write form, action, results, if you write form, action, results, then whole form will be submitted into results page. Clear, ma? We already did this, sir. We already did this. Next, you will have something called method. You will have something called method. And method is like how you want to pass your values. Whenever I am submitting the form, some values I will send it to backend, right? Whenever you submit the form, you will send some values to backend. Now, when you are submitting some values to backend, how you wanna send them? Do you want to show them in the URL or not? If you want to show them in the URL, use get. If not, use post. Online, is it clear, ma? Online till now, is it clear? Online, if anyone question, please let me know. Can you hear me online? Yes. Good, clear. Next one, ma. Next one. We have input. Day before yesterday, we discussed we have input. Now, in the input, we can enter users data. In the input, we can enter users data using input tag. In the input, we can enter users data using input tag. And input tag is a self-closing tag. What is input tag, ma? Self-closing tag. It have attributes such as type, placeholder, ID, name. It has attributes such as type. What does type will give you? What does type will give you? Type will define what type of input we want. Type will define what type of input we want. Then placeholder will give you some dummy text. Placeholder will give you some dummy text to enter into the form. And ID is used to identify one element individually. To identify an element individually, we will use ID, sir. Last but not least, name. Name is like how you will send it to user. What value you will use it to send it to user. What name you will use it. That is name. Now, dummy text means like, let me create a form. We already created one form, sir. Now let's start form. Form1.txt .html. First onwards. How to get a basic form, ma? How to get a basic form? How to get a basic form? Exclamation, enter. Exclamation, enter. Exclamation, enter. Now inside this, let's give form. Let's create a form, ma. Right click, show preview. Now start here, form tag, form, open, form, close. Form, open, form, close. Form, open, form, close. Any doubts, sir, in this? Now, let's write it here. One input box, input, type is text, input, type is text, and then give here placeholder, enter name. Give here placeholder, enter name. So What does this box is used for, sir? What does this box will be used for? Entering name. If I go here, if I try to enter some name here, if I try to enter name, the moment you started to type, that enter name is gone. Na? The moment you enter the value, the enter name is gone, right? And that is why that placeholder is called the dummy text. What until you place value, the placeholder value will exist. The moment you started to enter the value, the placeholder fades away. Any doubts? Online, is it clear, ma? If I put one button, submit. If I put one button, submit, then if I write it here in the form action, if I write it here, form action, main dot py, if I write it here, form action, main dot py, if I submit the form, where the form will go, sir? Main dot, you can see that, you can see that it went to main.py only. Okay, but did it send any value, ma? See, is it sending any value? Is it sending any value, sir? No, because you did not give any name. For every tag, for every input, you should pass something called name. Let's write name X. Name X. Now, if I write it here inside something Prasad, if I write it here something inside Prasad, and if I click on it, it will come X equals to Prasad. Any doubts here? Any doubts here, ma? No doubts, na? Next. Sometimes, instead of giving this placeholder, people will go, instead of creating this placeholder, people use something called labels. Label. Now inside the label, I will say username. Now you can say that how it is coming. Username. And then whatever you give in the input, let's give input an ID. Let's take it username, and for also username. Why do you need to give label and input like that? If I click on this label, now input is activated. How do you make it link? How do you link the label and the input? You can link the label and input using ID. And when you submit it, it will submit the form, sir. You did not give any value. Any doubts here? You can combine this whole form inside something called field set. If I write it here, something called field set. This is all we discussed only. Field set. So that one box will come. Now, you can give one gate for that, like one small opening for that, which is legend. Legend username details. Seeing this, create everyone. Seeing this, create a sign up form. Everyone, online and offline, Please start creating a sign up form. Name, email ID, password enough for me. Create online and offline. Try to create it a sign up form. Online, please create it. Sign up form. Online Manasa for starting, for selecting range, starting and ending values like price or percentage. It will take it like price or percentage, both it will, you can mention it, sir. You can use it the starting and ending value. You can use when we discuss validations, I will tell you at that time. Online created, sir. Good. Come in, sir. Is it done ma online? Good. Is it done? Uh, Okay, let me create. Go here, PR. BR. Let's write it here again. Label, email. We'll do email. I will give an for value, sir, which is EM. And after giving the for value, let's write here input. In the input, I will give it here. Type email ID EM. ID EM. Label email and the input ID EM. Let's give it, sir. I forgot to give name EM. Name is mandatory, sir. Next, label for is equals to password. Password. Input. Type password. Input password. It will come the password. Perfect. This is what I ask you to create it, ma. This is what I asked you all to create it. Does anyone have any questions in this one, sir, till now? No? Now, if I go to the yesterday ones, yesterday we discussed different kinds of inputs. And this is the project we did yesterday. We had different kinds of inputs, sir. We had different kinds of inputs. We had username, we had email, we had password, we had enter age. It's like number. We had a number. We had color, so that you can choose whatever the color you like. We have choose a date, which is a calendar. We have choose a date, which is a calendar. You can click on this and you can select some color, some calendar links. And then you can select a specific time. You can select a specific time. And then you can also use something called date time local. You can say in each one is one input type, sir. Input type is text, input type is email, input type is password, input type is age. Sorry, not age. Input type is number. Number will give it for age. Input type is color, or input type is date or time. Date time local. If you use it, if you give it here, input time, date time local, you will get this, sir. Then next, you can use something called upload image. You can upload your own image, and then you can say selecting the month. You can selecting a month. Click here, select any month, or you can say select a week, like 47th week, 46th week, 47th week, 48th week, like that. Then next you have something range. Range. We have for link URL, for search bar search. Any doubts, man? Online, is it clear? Online, is it clear? Good. Now, let me enjoy it. Create the form, sir. Create this form. Already you started it. Enhance it and complete it, sir. Start it, ma. Now. Quickly, sir. Quickly, sir. Online, is it possible to keep a limit at the file upload? Yes, you can do it, sir, in JavaScript. Just 1 minute. Offline also try to do it, sir. In a minute, I will come. Okay. Completed the form already. Good. Now, in this form, we have seen colors, dates, time, date, times, local, upload one, month, week, range, link, search, and we have seen something called hidden also. It's hidden, it's somewhere else. We have seen buttons, submit, reset, normal input type equals to button or normal button. We have missed some things which are radio buttons, checkboxes, drop downs, which we will see it today, sir. Let's complete this form using those things. Now go here. Let's start, sir. Side by side. Now let's start it here. Password, age. First one, radio buttons. Radios. Radio buttons are used. Radio buttons are used when we have to choose unique choice, like only one choice or single choice. Instead of unique, if you use single correct word. Imagine I gave you multiple chances, sir. I gave you 5 options, but you have to choose only one. There is no way you have to select 2. In that case, you will use something called radio buttons. Radio buttons are used in a case where you have to choose single choices, sir. Okay. The popular example for single choice is gender. Yes or no, true or false, right? So that's why they all are radio buttons anytime. Okay. Now if I go here, if I say gender, let's write it here. Enter your gender, not enter. Select your gender. Select your gender. Now if I write it here, if I say it here, here in this gender one, if I write it here, ma, input radio, you will get a radio button, sir. Input radio. I for input radio. Can you see here one radio came? Can you see that, ma, one radio came? But if you give it like this, will user select, ma? If you give like this, will the user select? No. Why? Because they don't know what they are selecting it for. You did not give any option there. So you have to write a label. Normally for input boxes, label will be before. But for radio and checkboxes, label will be after. That will make it a good design. So write it here, label, something like mail. Then user will understand, oh, I have to, for mail, I have to click this. And how do you connect your input with a mail? You will take here label and you will write it here mail. I'm taking it label M and ID M. For M, ID M. So if I click on this label, it's getting selected. Any doubts, ma'am? Any doubts, sir? Is it clear, everyone? Now instead of select it here, so I will use neighbor only so that they will come side by side. BR. Now select your gender, male. Keep this all. Male. Next. Go here. Let's see. Everyone, give it to me. Female. How do you do female? Input. Type. Radio. I got the radio boxer. Now after I got the radio box, then give it here ID F, and then give it here label F, here female. Now if you select male, male is selected. Any doubts? No. If I select female, what will happen, sir? If I select female, what will happen? Female selects. Is it right, ma? Is it right? No. Well, there must be something wrong in our logic. Where I gave the radio button correctly, I gave the label correctly, but the problem I gave is name. If you are giving it in a radio button, all choices which are for same purpose, all choices which are for same purpose must have same name. Let's give here name, gender. Now here, if I write it here also name I did not give only name, gender. If you wanted only one to show point at a time, then you need to write it name, and that name also should be same. If you are getting it different names, it will not work. You should give same name. Is it clear? Now go here. Male, female. Any doubts? Now create a question, everyone. The task is create a question with true or false. Create a question with true or false. Create a question with true or false and use radio button to select any one. Create a question true or false and label and make it only one selection possible. If anyone have doubts, you can mention it to me. Is it clear, ma? Quickly. Create a question with true or false as options and create it using radio buttons. Create a question with a true or false option and do it with radio button, sir. Online, if anyone got doubt, you can tell me. Next one. Is it done, ma? Yes, I hope it's done. Now, next one, sir. Next one. Check boxes. Check boxes. Check boxes are used when we need to select multiple elements when we need to select multiple elements or choices. Now imagine MCQ questions will be there in some exams. You have to select two options sometimes. Okay, imagine there is a situation you have to select two things like languages known. What are the languages you know? You have to select more than one language. Okay, are you getting my point, ma? So what kind of things you wanna select it multiple ways, or if only one choice is there, only one choice. Imagine you have only one choice, like you don't have any choices only. It's a final. like CAPTCHA. CAPTCHA is a form which is having only one choice, or terms and conditions. I agree to the terms and conditions, one checkbox will be there. You have only one choice, check or uncheck. You don't have two, three options. Now, these kind of things, you will use something called checkboxes. Okay. Now, how do you do that, sir? Same way. Label, normal label, languages known, languages known, no, what are the languages we know? Input, checkbox, input, checkbox. We have a name, checkbox, or you can put it any name you like. I will give a name lang. I will give here ID, English. See, I write one. I'm sorry. I write an ID, English ma. I wrote an ID, English. Then here label. Write it here, English, EN. See this, sir, everything how I rotate the radio button, the same way I'm writing the checkbox also. When I click on English, English will be selected. ID and for are connected now, connected. Now, sir, can I give it the same? Yes, same way. I'm doing it here, Telugu or whatever the language you have. T. Now, both are having same name, right or not? Both are having same name. What is the name? Lang. What is the name? Lang. So both elements are having the same name, sir, but still, even though the both elements are having the same name, still, in radio buttons, it will accept only one if you both are having same name. But here, it can accept multiple values. When you give same name for radio buttons, what happen? Any one only. But when you give something like this, it will be multiple selecting. कोई doubt है माँ? Any doubt, sir? Is there any doubts? The major difference between checkboxes and radio buttons are radio buttons, will have it like any one choice if you are giving same name, but checkboxes will allow you to select multiple. That is why we use checkboxes for that. Checkboxes are the easiest ones. They used for multiple selection. Done more? Next. Write it here. The next one. Next one, sir. Next one, sir. Create choices, create choices for, create choices for, mm, choice for skills. Create choices per skills. Online Beach Aranya is asking it like, what is the use of div in the forms? I am using div because they are block elements. If you don't give div, they are inline elements. Now they will come side by side. You need to put a double BR. One is for going to the next line, another one is line gap. Instead, if I put them in div, it will become block elements so that they will come one after the another. And with using one BR only, it is working it nicely. Okay. Now, I want you to create some choice of links. Like you will show some links, some skills. You will show some skills here, like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, or like Node.js, Bootstrap, or your Java, Python, whatever it is. When you give this option, what will happen is people will choose whatever the skills they have, whatever the skills they have. Is it done, ma? Is it done, ma? Quickly. Is it done, ma? Any questions? No. Good, sir. So instead of using English, Telugu like a languages one, you will mention the skills like C, C++, Java, HTML, CSS, JavaScript. People will select as many as they want now. But sir, sometimes we needed one element. Sometimes we need one element which can act both. Like I wanted to take a single selection. I want you to get double selection. How do you take it, sir? How do you get it one element only, single selection and double selection both? That can be used by drop downs. That can be done by drop downs. The drop downs will be discussed tomorrow and along with the validations. We have only two things. We have drop downs, we have text area. Okay. I will mention drop downs and I will mention the text area tomorrow and we'll do validations also if possible. Okay. We are going a bit slow regarding the HTML one and intentionally I have been making it slow. Don't worry. We will reach the past. Okay. The phase will be just a 1 week difference. Okay. We have a new batch coming it up. So we'll just go. Okay. Don't worry about it. But everyone are clear only not till now, including the GitHub also. Try to do pushes more. This is the easiest time you will get it. At least do one push into the Git. If you do one time Git push, that is enough. You will understand it. If you are, if you get it in error also, I will solve it. Online, is it clear, Ma, till now? Online, is it clear? Yes. Tomorrow the forms will be over. Don't worry. Okay. Yeah. Any more doubts you have? Someone said it like, how can I change the access permission for a collaborators on repository? If you go to the repository, if you select the person, you will have access controls and you can able to give him, okay, whether he can able to do merge request or not, whether he can able to push or not, everything access request will be there. If you are not having any doubt yet, that's fine to me. Okay. For practicing, sir, I said it, one site is free code camp. Go to free code camp and start practice it, sir. Okay, that's it. That's it for today. Thank you all. Online, why these boxes are not in a sequence way? It will not be more because width is different for the text. If you want them in a sequence way, you have to use a table. Then it will come. Okay, ma, that's it. Tell me, sir, your doubt. Tell me. Hmm. Name can be anything. Name you give anything. Labels are true or false. IDs are okay. Name has to be something like question. Then it will send it question equals to true or question equals to false. Okay.